What is up YouTube, Tinman77 here today, and today I'll be talking about the Bard ADC build and rune setup. The normal AP Bard support, not much has changed since the last video, else I would have updated it. So today we talk about Bard ADC, Bard ADC, or as I like to call it, Bard ADC. I picked this second role, so when I queue support I have second role ADC, and then when I get ADC I can play Bard ADC. I think it's the second best role for Bard at the moment. And yeah, the runes are pretty much the same to support Bard. Electrocute, Cheap Shot, Eyeball Collection, Treasure Hunter, Magical Footwear, Futures Market. Nothing special, you want money fast. As always, if you really like Taste of Blood, you can go Taste of Blood, it's whatever. Attack speed here, adaptive force here, health here. You could go double health scaling. But yeah, I like this more. But if you know there's absolutely nothing happening early game, you can go double health scaling. Don't want to waste too much time on the runes because there's a lot with the build to explain. If you have a Hail of Blades support like Pike, you can go Hail of Blades as well. Then you have extreme early game power. If you hook someone, he throws 3 autos, you throw 3 autos. It's really good. Yeah, it's a little bit worse in the late game. More of an early game rune. Besides that, there's really only Pike. Maybe like Ash support, but that doesn't really get played anymore. Only go this if your support also goes Hail of Blades. Maybe ask him in Jam Select. Else you go Electrocute. Let's check the items here. Bard ADC. You always start with Longsword Refillable Potion. Why? Because you want to get your statics as soon as possible. Your whole room page is a money printer. Why is it so important? Bard really doesn't have any wave clear, and static gives him artificial wave clear. Before that, your wave clear is really bad, and then once you get 35 jams, you have a bigger combo with the passive, and you'll have better wave clear as well, and that together with statics, you'll have pretty decent wave clear. Then you get the slightly magical boots from the runes. You can build pretty much any boots. I didn't list it here. You can go plated steel caps, mercs, Zork boots, CDR, Swifties, pretty much any boot. I wouldn't go Mobis or Berserkers. Just upgrade it when you have the gold, upgrade it after statics. But yeah, the boots are self-explanatory. If you have a lot of AD, you go plated steel caps. A lot of CC, AP, you go mercs. Usually it's one of those two. Whenever you can, try to get a Dark Seal in also after the statics. Really OP item. A lot of stacks, you can upgrade it to Mejai's Soul Stealer. Then second, you get the Rapid Fire Cannon. So you can attack from afar. I think this is more useful and needed on ADC. Scales also good together with the other crit attack speed AD item. So early mid game AD is not bad. Your normal auto attacks hurt even without the meep. Then you get Leandris. Then you get Leandris third. I can already see the comments. Why not Infinity Edge? Why not Navoris? Why not Ascens Reaver? Why not Gins? It deals less damage. It's just simple. Bard doesn't have any AD or crit or attack speed scaling in his kit. You build these two for the utility, for the passive effect, and for the early game power. But later you'll have to pivot into AP. It's fun, you can do it in a normal game. It's not like going an Infinity Edge, but it's simply not the best build possible. The under third will deal the most damage because later in the game you want to have AoE damage with your meeps. This will be your core always. Always, this will never change. Then you have defensive options you don't really want to go, but if they have a hyper-fed Syndra, hyper-fed Katarina or something, who just one-shots you, Kaini Gruken is really, really good. Or if the enemy team is full of squishes and you don't need the damage, you can go one of these. These two are defensive options who still give you a good amount of AP. These 3 are full defensive. Honestly, this gives good amount of damage and utility as well. But usually, if you really need something defensive, you go Kainic or Anthemos. Usually when one person is ultra fed. Like an assassin. Offensive option, Lichbane 4th, really good. Rabadon, not so much 4th item because you have only one AP item and Rabadon scales with more AP item. So 4th item, you're most likely gonna go Lichbane, and then 5th item, probably Crypt Bloom or Rabadon Staff Cap, depending if they have MR or not. If they have like crazy HP stackers like Skarner, Jungle, Sign Top, only if they have like crazy HP stackers, go Blade. You go this almost never, but if they really have crazy HP stackers, full tank, everything. Shadow Flame also an option. You can go. Very Glass Cannon, I prefer Lichbane. Maybe as a 6th item for max damage utility options. Serpent's Fang. Bard doesn't scale really well with lethality, but Shield Reaver applies when you deal damage, right? So the Liandry proc, the burn, applies this all the time. Which if they have Iron, if they have tons of shields and no one of your team can go it, you can go it. It's suboptimal. You can't really benefit from the lethality. You're ranged, so you only get 35% bonus. Don't recommend it, but in some games it's needed. Oblivion Orb, same, dealing magic damage, applies it. Liandry applies it, you deal AoE Liandry damage. This applies it to the whole enemy team almost. Grabbing an Oblivion Orb can be really good. Upgrading the Morelos, not really worth it, but sometimes it's good because of inventory space. I think that is pretty much it. Maybe I went a little too fast, but I don't like the guides to be too long. If you want something more explained, I'll read through the comments. I'll try to answer to everything. Yeah, if you watch this exactly when it comes out, I'll be live on Twitch, I think. Yeah, let's hope it wasn't too fast. Anyway, Tin Man out. Any questions, write it in the comments. Bye bye.